Hey everyone, it's Brett from Hope to Prosper. I'm here in Dana Point Harbor and all the Christmas decorations are going up, and I'm going to take a little walk with Bailey and my brother and sister and tell you what I have on my mind, but basically it's about life changes, so be prepared. All right, awesome. Thanks for coming along. I wanted to talk about life changes today. We're going through a little change, nothing big. But I know a number of other people who are going through big changes in their life and everything totally unexpected. One of the things about retirement age and career changes and all that is changes kind of sneak up on you and when you're least expecting them. So I wanted to talk about that today, and then also about being prepared for these kind of changes, mentally as well as financially. So what happened to us was everything was going along great, and then about 2 weeks ago, my wife broke her leg, and it was a pretty bad break. Somebody slid into her at third base in softball and just busted both bones in her ankle. So she's been laid up with a big fixator, and she's gone through one surgery. She's about to go through another. So this has really thrown a wrench into all of our plans and caused a big change. We had to cancel a couple little trips, and now we're kind of homebound for a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it was just something unexpected that I wanted to talk about. So the good news is she's going to be fine. It's just going to be a long haul to recover. And the really good news is now that I'm semi-retired, I'm home and I can take care of her. I was thinking about this when I was at the store buying some medical supplies today, and then thinking, man, if I had to go to work every day, this would really be a problem. I don't know who would be taking care of her. She'd be stuck home alone. We'd have to either get a caregiver, or people would have to rotate in and help. But because I'm home, I'm able to take care of it. So that's one of the really nice things about being semi-retired and flexible work arrangements. The other people I know, like I said, they're facing some other challenges, mostly family related and things of that sort. Nothing bad, but just all of a sudden, boom. They're doing one thing, or they thought they were going to do one thing, and then all of a sudden life changes on them quickly. So that's something that you need to accept mentally, and you need to move on with if you can't affect change. In other words, if you can't control what's happening, you just need to be prepared, and you kind of need to roll with it. I've always been like a big planner, and I've always kind of planned my life out. But over the last couple years, my plans didn't happen. Something else happened. Life happened. And so it's good to plan, and it's good to be prepared for things. But you just always got to keep in your mind that, hey, your plans may change. And that's something that you have to accept and move on. Sometimes I've been too set in my plans and too focused on them, and so that caused me a lot of pain and a lot of grief when they changed out from under me and there was nothing I could do about it. And that's why I've said twice here that, you kind of have to accept some changes you can't control, and you have to be ready to roll with it. Changes are hard for most people, and myself included, because nobody likes changes, especially the unexpected ones that kind of sneak up on you and throw you off your game. So anyways, here are some positive ways to deal with change that I've found. First, and most important, be financially prepared. When changes come upon you, if you have the financial means, or at least some kind of an emergency fund, if this change is going to have a financial impact on you, say you lose your job. That happened to me twice. And I was freaking out about it, but the truth is that I had the savings to deal with it. So it didn't affect me as much as it would most people who would just be freaking out. How am I going to pay my bills? After many years of saving, I was able to absorb both those layoffs, and really didn't affect me that much financially. In fact, I found that I was able to just flat retire. So after the second layoff. So being financially prepared, man, that really makes a huge difference. It allows you to make decisions based on what you'd like to do and how you'd like to handle things, instead of being under like an intense amount of stress from not being prepared financially and not being able to absorb this change without, like I said, some dire financial consequences. So no matter what, be financially prepared. Have some money put away. Be able to roll with the punches without taking one on the chin. So the second thing is be fully insured. This is something I don't talk about a lot because, this isn't an insurance channel. But one of the biggest problems I had when I first retired was trying to afford health insurance. And thank God I was able to find a good plan and find a good provider at an affordable price that I could afford. Because, man, this broken leg would have just cost us a fortune if we had to pay for all of this out of pocket. Instead, we'll still have to pay quite a bit out of pocket, but it won't be anything near having something like this happen to me when I was uninsured. That would have been catastrophic. So be fully insured, and it's not just health insurance. You need your health and your auto insurance and your homeowner's insurance if you own a home. But for some people need life insurance. I had a $500,000 policy, 10-year term, and then as my kids got older and I put more money away, I just didn't renew it. I didn't need it as much. When I was younger, if anything had happened to me, my wife and kids would have been screwed. But now my kids are out, my house is paid off, and we're in a much better place. So think about being fully insured. Make sure you don't have any holes in your insurance. Make sure you have a good insurer who could actually pay and will pay. Because I can tell you right now, nothing's more stressful than having a catastrophic thing happen to you and then you have some flaky insurance company that tries to deny all your claims. I've had that happen to me too. So use a quality insurer. All right, the last thing is to be mentally prepared. And I know this sounds like kind of a lame thing, but it's actually not. These things affect you. Like I said, they throw you off your game. They catch you off guard. And being mentally, the mental transition's the hardest part. When I decided to retire, it literally screwed me up for like 3 or 4 months before I got it together. And part of it was the finances. Part of it was the health insurance. Part of it was just being booted out onto the street, even though I knew it was coming. But a lot of it was just a mental transition, stepping outside the circumstances and evaluating it objectively really helped me. For so long months, it seemed like I was just trapped inside of it and I couldn't get to the answer I needed. And once I kind of like stepped outside myself and looked at myself and looked at my circumstances and looked at it all objectively. And that's when things really started to go positive for me. That's when all of a sudden I figured out how much I could withdraw and how much my health insurance would cost and how much I'm going to get from Social Security. And all of a sudden a lot of questions got answered. So being mentally prepared, you can never fully be mentally prepared. I'll just say that. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it threw me off my game completely. But what I did do was I stepped back and took an objective look, and that helped me quite a bit because once I did that, then the answers started to become pretty clear. Okay, that's all I have for you now. This is a short one, but I just wanted to say that life changes. Life's going to change. If you go through this retirement transition, you're going to be facing a lot of changes, and I hope you're ready and you're prepared mentally, financially, and economically so that you don't have to go through a lot of pain and suffering. All right, thank you so much for following my channel. Thanks a bunch for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate you and commenting. And we will see you next week. I'll probably have some kind of local adventure, maybe a hike, and I have a great subject for next week. All right, thanks, you guys, and see you next week.